lot of landlords will ask the question, Aaron, how do I keep my tenants staying in my property for the longer term? Rather than 6 or 12 months, we flip again, we flip again. Of course, no one can guarantee that your tenants want to stay in the property. However, we're human beings, we don't like to move all the time. You know, it's a pain, you've got to pack up and leave, and it's a bit of a ring roll. So people would ideally like to stay in the property as long as they possibly can. Some of the things that may let the tenant or want the tenant to leave is things like maintenance, repairs, the upkeep of the property. You've got to look at your investment as a business. You want it to look the best. You want it to be refreshed. And meanwhile, while it's an investment, and yes, people move in and out, keep the basics in the property still looking fresh. So maybe every couple of years, you might go through if the tenant's moved out, okay, needs a fresh look of paint. Just go off and do it. Your carpets and things, they can become really tatty over time, and people's walkways, in and out with removalists, all that kind of jazz. So just even like, you don't have to go get Mr. Expensive carpet, but just want to keep the property fresh. I think one of the biggest things between a property manager, a landlord, and a tenant is the maintenance issues. So you have, it might be a thing like air conditioning when it's summertime, because they've realised now the property is getting really hot. Mr. Landlord might say no, not at this stage. Those kind of things will prompt a tenant to say, okay, what else is out there? Because if I'm paying this kind of money in this property, but I looked on realestate.com last night when I was in bed, and I saw this property for the same price, and it's got aircon and all the other following jazzes, they kind of weigh it all up. I think if you're a landlord that's willing to say, look, I'm more than happy to work with them, it doesn't have to be a quick fix now, but you might say, look, I'm definitely happy to put that in, but how about when we get closer to the time? And you'll find a lot of times going, yeah, no worries. They just want to make sure that something is going to be done. The last thing that anybody wants is to be in a property that's completely falling down and it's not going to have anything done to it. They'll generally leave the property. So I think if you want to keep longevity in your tenancies, be a landlord who is willing to help and rectify certain situations. Be a landlord who says, of course, I'm more than happy to place that, but obviously within reason. If they're asking for extravagant things like in-ground pools, well, it's a bit of a different story there, but just the minimal things, once again, your aircon, fans, lights, all that kind of stuff, or even if the oven, for example, might break, just be willing to do those things for them, because it obviously makes their life a little bit difficult if they can't do certain things. They start to get a bit frustrated, and that's when they'll leave. And I don't care, because if people go, it's real shit, I'm not just saying I'm blah, 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 blah.